woke up this morning and my heart was beating.
Hi, my name's Sophie Keye. I'm here with Dean from Musician Content Machine. Today we're recording 4 live performances of 4 songs from my upcoming debut album TRINKETS. You're also going to get a little bit of behind the scenes footage of why I write the music I write, a bit about me, and I hope that it gets you excited about the upcoming album and gives you more insight into the backstory of my songs. My songwriting might be a bit different to people. I guess as singing is my most confident instrument, a lot of my songs often start with just the lyrics and melody. Often I've been wrestling with an issue or inspired by something. Some of the songs I do have a clear idea of what chords I want to put with them, but others I have no idea. So one thing I've really enjoyed is I love to collaborate with people. That's probably one of my greatest joys in the songwriting process, is getting together with my producer and saying, hey, this is my ideas for the melody and the lyrics, and here's some of the chords. What do you think? And then he's just amazing. He'll take that and add things and maybe suggest things to be cut around. Such a joy to collaborate with people that kind of take the skeleton of your music and add flesh. And I also like to be surprised at how it might be different to what I initially thought. So that's kind of the process. And then of course you have the recording and the vocals and instruments on this album. One of the things I'm really excited about is a few of the songs have live orchestral strings on them. I think my classical music background makes me really love live instruments as much as you can get. It's such a joy to see songs that you record on your phone in your bedroom, become, to full fruition. I think music is important to me on in many ways. I think it's kind of a universal language. It's through music I've been able to connect with people that I probably wouldn't, have much in common with. I feel like especially songs have the power to uplift and heal and challenge. And also, I guess as a singer, from a really young age, I've just loved the way singing feels in my body. It's a really joyful experience most of the time. Sometimes it's annoying, but it's wonderful to have that freedom and connection with your whole body. Anyone really can do it. Maybe some people are more pleasing to listen to than others, but singing should be for everybody. I was quite lucky. I grew up in a pretty musical household. My dad was playing in bands he was playing in a pretty well-known band called Josiah for 9 years in WA. My mum also loved to sing, so there's lots of videos of my mum singing lullabies to me when I was a kid. Some of my earliest music memories were in prep at school. I used to sing opera, and my teacher would say, Sophie, opera is for outside the classroom. So obviously I liked the sound of music, and then later on I got a scholarship in my primary school to study violin, but I always got a bit nervous performing. But I always wanted to sing. In one of my earliest performances, I was singing Beautiful by Christina Aguilera, and I just was really encouraged by the way that music and words have the power to uplift people and encourage them. And I wasn't intending to be a musician throughout my whole life. It's not like it was my goal. Actually, as a child, my biggest goal was to be an author and then an actress. And then I guess in some ways end up doing more music. So perhaps I've kind of merged the two, but I actually probably one of my greatest loves is writing and words. So I guess that's how I got interested in music. For me, my relationship with God is what inspires me the most. I think He is the most beautiful creator. So I guess He's the artist that inspires me. Not just that, I think a lot of my songs are kind of the way I wrestle with and figure out issues in my life. they're kind of very conversational or prayer-like. I have written some love songs for my husband, but I don't really feel, I don't know, I feel a bit self-conscious about that. So yeah, sometimes it's people, like I guess more recently I've wanted to write songs to encourage others. So yeah, I guess those are a few of the things that encourage me to write. Also other artists, like, you know, when you hear a really amazing song or composition by a friend, that can kind of spur you on to create something. But I guess at the end of the day, it's also an expression of my thankfulness to Jesus, yeah, and God's work in my life.
I'm holding you close. I'm near to the broken-hearted the most. Just trust me, my dear. There's no need to fear for.
I'm sure a lot of musicians can relate to this. One of the hardest things about being a singer is nerves. So, you know, we can all sing pretty well in our bathroom or at home, but then when you're put under performance pressure, you know, there's been times where I haven't done so well, and you know, that's always frustrated me, because as a musician, you know what you're capable of, but when you can't produce it, and I think some of those nerves are connected to maybe my biology a bit, but I also think as a musician, our thought life is a really big hurdle. I think that often a lot of anxiety comes from fear of other people's opinions or fear of mistakes. So one thing I have been working on, and has been really great working with my producer Lee Bradshaw, is remembering that singing isn't about being perfect, but about expressing emotion. And that's actually been really helpful. I think that some of the most moving performances aren't because everything is perfect, but because they are so connected to the performance. And yeah, so, but it has really bugged me. I don't like struggling with that. We shouldn't expect that there are no struggles in the things we pursue, and it is really encouraging when you slowly chip away at your problems and yeah, do things that you never thought you might do, like record an album.
Be loved, building my whole identity.
This is a difficult question because my background is classical voice. I have mainly focused, I did a Bachelor of Music, majoring in classical voice. So the kind of venues that I would frequent are churches, or I guess big theatres. So I've kind of been transitioning to more contemporary style vocals. So I haven't had the opportunity to, I guess, gig that much. But when I was doing more classical singing, one of my favourite venues is Trinity Chapel near Melbourne Uni, near Trinity College. The architecture of those churches is really beautiful for the voice, and just seeing the sun stream through the stained glass windows, that was really good. I guess another place, it's not a venue per se, but a friend of mine, a wonderful poet called Miriam Dale, she holds quarterly soirees, so lots of artists, painters, poets, and just, you know, people that aren't artists but want to come to share work that they've just created. So it's a really awesome environment where you can be in a space to share your art, but somewhere that's a little bit less intimidating than a full-on gig. So I guess they're probably the two places I like to perform. In the whole world?
No, in Melbourne.
Oh, okay. I really, maybe this is a bit ambitious, I really love the Sydney Myer Music Bowl free concerts. Like, I think it's so cool that we have beautiful music that is, you know, played for the public. So, I don't know, maybe one day that would be pretty cool. Under the stars. Yeah. I've been finding it hard to describe my music because even though I'm an artist who happens to be Christian, I don't want my music to only be for Christians. I've really written in a way that hopefully is very honest and real, and I think that it's really important that we start talking about the big questions of life, things like mental health, things like, you know, God, things like uneven body image. So I guess first of all, I would really like the music to encourage discussions about the big questions of life. Secondly, as a Christian, perhaps I'm biased, but I think for me the greatest hope and joy and life I found is in Jesus. So I want to share that with people, but I want them to see, especially for Christians, to see that following Jesus isn't always easy. It doesn't mean that you are 100% confident in what you believe, but that you can be honest with God, and you can, and that God can bring healing into your life. I guess another thing I want them to connect with is especially people that are suffering from mental illness. You know, like 6 years ago, I was in a mental hospital. I was sick. It was so bad that I had to be hospitalized for a few weeks. So I hope that my story and the songs that go with it, I guess, will give people hope that there can be healing, that they are heard and they're seen in their suffering, and that it's not the end. Lastly, I want to create really beautiful music that glorifies God. I think I don't want it to be about how cool I look, or I don't know how many followers I get. I want to share the joy that I have with others, and I guess they're the several things that I want people to connect with.